This place in Rocket East, Texas. KTUFM, Nacogdoches Lane, a town square media station listened live with the Q107 app.
Coming to you live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Nacogdoches, this is the SFA Coaches Show. It's time to hear about all things SFA sports, directly from the head coaches. Tonight's show, sponsored by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Protecting Texans since 1952. Cadence Bank, proud sponsor of SFA Athletics. Opportunity lives here. Bud Light. Agility Insurance Services, the nation's premier FMO, and by Pilgrims Nacogdoches, official partner of SFA Athletics and Buffalo Wild Wings, proud presenting sponsor of the SFA Coaches Show. Now, here's the voice of the Lumberjacks, Chase Merrill.
And welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings, everybody, as we get set for the second Coaches Show of the season. And Coach, I know we get to talk every single week, but it's been 3 weeks since the last time we've had a Coaches Show. Number one, just how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing great, Chase, and it's good to see you here. I showed up last week, and there was no Coaches Show, so y'all pulled a fast one on me. But no, it's things are going good, and coming off a big win this past week. Guys feel good about themselves, and got a tough week ahead of us. But all in all, life is good.
Beautiful, beautiful. You guys had the first home game this previous weekend. Tell us just a little bit how it felt to be back at home at Bryce Stadium.
There's nothing better than playing at home, and you only get so many opportunities to play this game, but it's so much sweeter when you are doing it at home in front of your fans, in front of your family and townsfolk and students, and it's fun for our guys to look up and stand and see people they're in class with, their professors, people they run into around town. So it's great. There's a reason they call it home field advantage, and you saw that Saturday with the Purple Haze. I mean, that's about as big of a group.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the record enrollment of the freshman class showed out numbers there Saturday, because that was Purple Haze packed to the gills, and they made life hard on the Lobos of Sol Ross, and so it was a lot of fun to be at home. We play well at home. Always have got to defend your home turf, and our record through our tenure here has been really, really strong, and so it's good to get another one on the win column there at Homer Bryce Saturday.
And I'll tell you what, they did show out. I was up there in the broadcast booth, just right across from that student section, and it sounded like they were just right below me.
They were getting after it, yeah. So I think they were fired up after the tailgate. I don't know what all was going on over there at the tailgate, but they had some liquid courage flowing, and they were loud and rowdy, and it was awesome.
Coach, you're now 3 games into the season. One thing you told me the other day during an interview, you told me you don't like to lose, which I don't think any of us do, but you told me that you either win or you learn. Being 3 weeks in, what growth have you seen this team take, and what has been your biggest takeaway so far this season?
Yeah, I think that's where you look at things, and you can always get better, and I think we've been able to do that over the first couple of weeks. I think we played a little timid down there at Houston, played really well defensively with 7 3-and-outs, but didn't make any plays to win the game. Offensively, we were obviously really trying to just slow the clock down and get out of the thing healthy, which we did. We were able to crank things up a little bit against Abilene Christian and came out, like gangbusters and really set the tone early. Got up on them and then, just never put them away. Had a 2-score lead, never stretched it to 3. Had opportunities, offense, defense, and special teams all to stretch that to a 21-0 start and didn't get that done. And Abilene Christian, really good football team. Went a couple rounds deep last year, won their conference. They're I think, better this year. They've got a quarterback that can eject and hurt you with his, feet in his arms. And, they went on, gave TCU everything they could handle this past week. Put up 500 yards against the Horned Frogs there in Fort Worth. But, that one stung. That was a playoff loss. We built it up as a playoff game. And so there were some lessons to be learned in that locker room. And I think what you saw Saturday, obviously we outmatched Sol Ross. That wasn't hard to see, but I was pleased the way we came out, played fast, played physical, played smart, cut way down on pre and post snap penalties, had zero penalties on offense, and defensively, were able to score twice, pitch a shutout, hold a team to negative 36 yards total offense. I've never been a part of a game like that. That's hard to do. I don't care who you're playing. So I think, all in all, we've gotten better each step of the way, and we better be, because now we're getting the meat of the schedule, and we've got some teams come to town that are pretty good, and so we better be ready.
Well, you talked about Sol Ross a little bit. Several young players got an opportunity in that game to see the field. How important is it for those guys to get that experience and have those real game situations under their belt?
Well, that's invaluable, and it's kind of one of those, you're happy for those defensive touchdowns, but at the same time you cringe because the game got out of hand there in that second quarter. We scored 35 points in the second quarter and made it 56-0 at halftime. So we obviously reduced. We only played half the time there in the second half. So they cut down on some reps, but we were still able to get a bunch of guys some great reps. I think over 20 players got their first action as a lumberjack, and so that's awesome for them. That's their first burn, whether it's a freshman, whether it's a transfer, or a redshirt sophomore, whoever it is. They were able to get that work done, and that makes them that much better the next time they step on the field. It's fun for them, fun for their family and friends that are all here to see them play. And really what was good for us as a staff is you didn't see a drop off in the play in the second, the third, and the fourth quarter. A lot of times you got a team down 56-0, ends up 56-21. You look bad, you don't have everybody out there on special teams, you give up some broken plays, and man, everybody that took that field. I told them at halftime, we want to play smart, play fast, and play physical. I said, all right, we'll take the fast out of it. We'll slow the game down. We'll run the clock down every snap, but I still want to play smart, and I still want to play physical. And those guys were able to do that and maintain a shutout, maintain just suffocating defense. And then we had 2 drives. Both of them were 12-plus play drives in that second half and chewed up what it was, about 15 of the 18 minutes we played, or 15 of the 16 minutes we played. I'm bad at math. Went to Angelo State.
Well, in that first half, you were talking about some of those starters getting those extra reps against Sol Ross. Vidlac was able to connect with Reese to find his first passing touchdown of the season. Reese was able to break free on a couple of plays. How much effect can a game like that have on the confidence of those players?
Well, I think it's good. It's good to see it work. Good to see guys hit pay dirt. You work hard all year round for game day, and to have some success on game day, that gets everybody excited. And it's amazing to see, no matter who the competition is. That was the message last week. Was focus on us. Obviously we knew we should outmatch Sol Ross. You still got to go out and play the game. And you see, there was an NAI team, there was a D3 team beat an FCS team last week. Mm-hmm. Whoa, that's not good. You still got to show up, you still got to make plays. And so to see those guys go out there and execute, and again, not have any pre-snap, post-snap penalties, play smarter, and make their blocks. Hey, when all 11 guys do things right, good things happen, and that's where you saw a lot of those explosive plays. Richard Reese obviously had a couple of them and really showcased his speed out in the open field and made some people miss, got the end zone, and got there in a hurry.
And now being 3 games in, you can look a lot at the stat sheet and see kind of at least part of the story of what the game tells. Are there any players that may have made an impact so far on the team that don't show up on the box score?
Well, I think offensive line are a big piece of that, and they we're down a couple starters there, but those guys have still played well and done a pretty good job of making some holes and doing some things. They're unsung heroes. There's some receivers that Jordan Neighbors had a huge impact on that game Saturday, and even on the game at ACU without even catching the ball. He's been very dominant in the blocking, which that's you don't play receiver to block, but those are the guys that can really spring touchdown blocks or touchdown runs and catches. So those guys, I think, come to mind. Defensively, it's hard to say. I think our corners have played really well. They're not. If you notice, you've got Charles Demings and Jalen Mayo. Those are 2 pretty talented corners out there. And so that when you're able to almost erase those outside receivers, and now you're playing just a smaller field, you can pack that box a little bit. And so again, their names may not be getting called a lot, but they're completely taking some receivers out of the game.
making a huge impact. Well, you've got game 2 of a 3-game homestand here at Homer Bryce Stadium, and that's set for this weekend. What can you tell us about Cal Poly, and what challenges will they present on both sides of the ball?
You know, it's going to be a challenge for the Lumberjacks this week. That's a really good Cal Poly team coming in, best team they've had in quite some time there. They've got a national champion winning head coach. He's head coach East Washington State. He knows what he's doing. They've got a really good team. They've really improved their roster. They've got they're 2-1 right now. They beat the dog out of San Diego, who's a perennial playoff team. They're on the West Coast, but they went down to. This is probably all you need to know, Chase. They beat San Diego 41-17. Montana State beat San Diego 41-7. So almost identical scores. Cal Poly went and did it in San Diego. Montana State beat them in Bozeman. So, I think Cal Poly's got a team that begins and ends with a quarterback. They're 6th in the country in passing offense. This quarterback is a big 6'6", 220-pound kid that can flat sling it, and he can hurt you with his legs too. He's a transfer from Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh. So I think he's a Sunday guy. He's the best quarterback that we faced in several years, in my opinion. And they've got a big threat at receiver, a kid named Michael Briscoe, wears number 10. And through 3 games, he has 6 touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns on Saturday. So that's going to be those guys are going to stress our defense, and our D-line better be ready to rush the passer, 50, 60 times. And our DBs, they're really going to be tested this week, holding up against that quarterback who can drop it in there, and some really talented receivers. So I think Cal Poly's got a team that's going to make a lot of noise in the Big Sky. Big Sky is one of the premier leagues in FCS, and so it is. I won't sleep much this week, I promise you. And speaking of which, we're going to need a crowd. I know we had a great crowd there Saturday, but we need everybody to come back and bring a friend, because we need it to get loud and get to rocking there at Homer Bryce, because we need a home field advantage to give us a chance to beat these guys.
And what has your message been to the team? I know we still are about a week out, but what has your message thus far been to the team for that matchup?
We just met today. Sunday's a day off, and met today and put Sol Ralston to bed pretty quick. We didn't spend a lot of time on that film, and actually threw up a lot from Cal Poly early, and just kind of showed them who they are. These people care about football. There was a deal come out last week in terms of total budgets in FCS football. And South Dakota State's #1 in the country, right? Just under $10 million. Cal Poly's in the top 10 of financial support, so they care about football. You know what the greatest alum is?
Who's that?
John Madden.
Really?
Yes. And so they just built a great big end zone facility in his honor. And like I say, so with our team, we introduced it to them today. They're in meetings right now as we speak, as a matter of fact. And so I think they've definitely got our attention, our players' attention. But again, the underlying message, it does not matter who they are. It's about who the Jacks are going to be. Focus on us, handle what we can control, play our game, and let the scoreboard take care of itself. And I still feel that Saturday. I feel that with anybody on the schedule that lines up against us. It's about handling your business and being better this next game than you were the game before, and if we keep doing that, we're going to stack together a pretty good season.
Coach, I know I'm ready for the game. I know y'all are going to be ready for the game. But before kickoff this Saturday, there's a big golf tournament scheduled that's going to benefit your program. Tell us a little bit about that and how people can get involved.
You bet. That one's being headlined by the great Jim Morgan, who is a distinguished alumnus of SFA this year, he and his wife. And they are some fantastic people. And, there's some sights to be seen out here in East Texas,
Oh, yeah.
And, But one of the greatest sights is to watch Jim Morgan hit a golf ball. And so, it's going to be entertainment in itself to watch that guy. But it's a big tournament. It does benefit football and our athletes, and all the money raised with that, it goes into the athletic department and benefits the football program, our players, our scholarships, and so it's a great event. We'll be out there not early, 9 o'clock there Saturday morning. Got some breakfast tacos that are coming, and got Chambers barbecue for lunch, and so it's going to be a fun morning. I think I won't get to play in it. I'll be out there to shake everybody's hand, watch them tee off, but I think they'll have a great time. Anybody who wants to play, there's still a few teams spots left, and so holler at us if that's something you're interested in. But be a great day for some golf. Going to be 91 degrees, so beautiful day, beautiful fall day here in East Texas. Play some golf, then come out tailgate, and then get to Homer Bryce to get loud and proud and cheer these Lumberjacks on.
Yeah.
Coach, anything else for Jack Nation?
Need you to show up. Like I say, be loud, be proud. I got a good team, got a great challenge ahead of us, and that's we put this schedule together, for a reason. Harden this team, see what we're made of, and excited for this challenge to play Cal Poly, and then we'll turn the page and start conference play.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you, Axum Jacks.
Coach Colby Carville, head coach of the SFA Lumberjacks football squad. We'll be right back with our next guest. You're listening to the Lumberjack Sports Network from Learfield.